Thanks for tuning in to another exciting 86 Reasons podcast presented by Over Easy Office. I am here today with one of my favorite people in the whole world. Somebody who's, oh, look at that smile, always laughing, always positive, and is doing something I think really interesting for the world at large in that she's running a company that's called Copia. This is Kimberly Smith. I gotta imagine, Kim, that you're with that radiant smile somewhere in California today. Is that correct?
It is June gloom, and yes, dialing in, longtime listener, first time caller from Southern
Hell
California.
yeah. I'm so happy to have you here, Kim. So to start, Kim, so we've known each other for a while, and I feel like you obviously work with some high power restaurants, the likes of Jose Andres, and even like larger situations, right? Like, tell me a little bit about uh, Copia and the types of things you do, and more importantly, like it feels like it spans a variety of different applications. So give us like a little 1 minute of what exactly you do with Copia and your goals with Copia.
Yeah, okay. Well, by the way, thanks for having me, X. This is really great.
I'm so happy to
Um,
have you here.
I
Yeah.
mean, any opportunity. It's just really a shame that the camera's on though, because I think we get a lot more laughs out otherwise. Um, I um, I am, yes, the CEO of Copia.
Yeah.
X, you've worked in so many restaurants. You know that waste exists
Of course it does.
unintentionally, most of the time here. So this
Yeah.
is not like chefs don't get into the business to waste food. That's not something that they want to do. They
Of
want to
course.
feed people, right? And so inevitably surplus exists. And I say surplus
Yeah.
because it's wasted, not waste. There tends to be
Mm.
leftovers, unsold, overproduction, soon to expire ingredients, raw ingredients, whatever it might be, that ends up sitting in your inventory. And more often than not, it's thrown away because the reality is that it's just easier to throw it away. Like there's a trash can sitting right here, call it what it is, move on because, back of the house, they're slammed. They're doing a
Sure.
million things right now. Like to add one more thought into what they have to do just becomes a little bit too much to ask it sometimes. So, especially on a, Friday closing. So,
Sure.
so, um, it's easier to throw it away because traditionally the act of donating that surplus, taking it and giving it to a nonprofit, rather than feeding the landfill, was really cumbersome. And it still, frankly, is. Like it's really
Sure.
wild, like how manual this process is still across the U.S. with the revolution of technology these days. And so we've sought out to make it as easy as possible to be able to take any type of food, whether it be a tray of lasagna or a can of diced tomatoes or a semi truck of single skew iceberg lettuce, whatever it might be, and manage that, you know, um, trans transfer to nonprofits very easily. So we built an automated technology platform. Requires three simple steps. What do you have? How much do you have it? And when does it make sense for your operations for someone to come by and pick it up? So that way you're not calling, you're not trying to find the nonprofit, find one that'll pick up, let alone needs what you want, figure out the transportation, maybe get a receipt. I don't know if you know this, but you get like up to 2x tax deduction, enhanced tax deduction for donating your surplus food. So, like from your bottom
Wow.
line standpoints, we know margins are very thin in the restaurant industry. Like, here's an opportunity to make money to do well by doing good. So we've
Yeah.
just alleviated all the stresses behind it so that restaurants can feed their communities instead of landfills. I think that
I
was more than
love
a
it.
minute.
Although
Sorry, yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. And see, what you do with Copia to me is it's so important, but I can imagine it's incredibly difficult because there's so many layers to the operation that you are really trying, because you're trying to connect with, for example, the financial team members. You want to do good for the community. You're organizing all of this stuff with technology, of course, trying to leverage as much efficiency as you can. But before we dive into what your day-to-day is like, Kim, did you ever spend time in restaurants before you worked in Copia?
Oh, yes. It's how I put myself through college. Um, I
Okay.
mean, God, I started off as a hostess. I made my way. I was a waitress forever. I was bartender. Um, yeah, I've never been back of house though. It's always been front of
All
house.
right.
So I know you've gotten your hands dirty back there, and I've got mad respect. But I was always in the front of house. I worked at P.F. Chang's and BJ's and Elephant Bar and a fine dining restaurant called Oysters and Krabby Bob's and I probably a handful of other restaurants for like a week. But yeah,
Okay.
it was a good time in my life, like really
So,
fun.
I mean, so ultimately, so you've seen it all. I mean, so not all. I mean, you haven't necessarily done your stint in the back of the house,
Yeah.
but you've gotten a chance to work, like you said, it sounds like P.F. Chang's back in our day, back when we were coming up, was like the place to be. I remember the first P.F. Chang's that opened in Marlton, New Jersey. I mean, that was probably trial by fire. I don't know what positions you held there, but those were busy restaurants.
It was so
But so so busy, right? Okay, so you've certainly had your fair share of restaurants. So did you stay in restaurants once you had finished school, or did you finish school? Like, how did you transition from like what was more maybe like a lifestyle supplement, right, through college and stuff? Did you continue through in
yeah.
restaurants at that point, or how did the trajectory change? I guess once you finished school and once you potentially stepped away from restaurants.
It's I started, I had ABC. I actually wanted to get into sports broadcasting, but that's a whole nother conversation. Back then, like the only female
Whoa.
sportscaster was Andrea Kramer. So I did an internship in upstate New York, and they told me that if I really wanted a job in this industry, I'd have to move to like the middle of Kansas and cover high school, you know, wrestling, um, and cut
Isn't
my
that the
hair.
most exciting thing that I've ever heard? I mean, come on.
Yeah, now
You
if
didn't
it was
take
in
that
football
offer?
in Kansas, I probably would have said, okay, let's go. Anyway, point
Right.
being that there really wasn't a world yet for too many females in that industry. And so I ended up going into the broadcasting space behind the scenes, and I made ABC create national team create an internship position for me. And when I
Who
took
did you
that
have to
intern,
convince?
I mean, you're in hospitality. You know how to get what you need done, right?
Okay,
Wrote them a
okay.
letter and followed up and the whole thing. But so then when I got my very first job out of college, it was with KTLA, based out of LA. It was Channel 5 news station. And when they were interviewing me, they asked me, what experience do you have? I'm like, okay, I'm coming out of school here. What are we doing? And I legitimately leaned so hard into hospitality and my restaurant experience because it was initially a sales role. And so that
Okay.
correlation of dealing with humans and overcoming objections and, making, creating solutions for problems in real time,
Yeah.
that was so applicable to the world of sales that it actually helped me land the job. So I credit it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm sure you agree with this, like restaurant business and sports. If you have experience in team sports and restaurants, like you're set. You're set. Whatever you want to do, you can do.
I mean, I 100% agree with that. I mean, I never had, I obviously lean into my restaurant experience so much for everything in my life.
Yeah.
But you're right too. I mean, being able to play on a team, organize on a team, collaborate is super huge. And sports shows you all of that. Even just the simple dynamic of understanding what your let's say your job is on a team, or in this case, doing sales. So Kim, how long did that last? And where did you end up after um, deciding not to cover men's wrestling in Kansas?
Telling you, life's full circle. You'll never know where you end up. Who knows? That might be in my future still. I I ended up sticking with broadcast. So I went from KTLA, and we worked with the Clippers at the time, and then there was my little like
Okay.
hook back into sports. And then I went to CBS Radio with the Dodgers. That was fine. I wasn't excommunicated from my family because it was National League and not American. We're big Boston fans in my family. Um, so then I went there, and then I went to this crazy world called the Internet X. I mean, revolutionary. Went into this very sexy
Hmm.
industry called ad serving. And then I spent, doing creative dynamic optimization, let me tell you. And I stayed in the industry. It was really, really great for me for almost 20 years. I met my husband, some of my lifelong friends. It was wonderful. But I knew that there
Wow.
was something more for me, and it wasn't, trying to fit a square peg in a square hole. There was something that was bigger that needed to be done. So that's how I found myself at Copia.
My goodness, Kim. So in this last role before you joined Copia, I mean, I would imagine with 20 years, you ran the gamut. And what was it? Dynamic advertising sales? Like, just give me a quick snippet on what that is, because you
Dynamic creative
obviously have.
optimization, let me tell you. It was ad serving. I mean, look, this was the day I remember. This is so silly. This is so ridiculous and off topic. I worked with an amazing team, a creative team called Chiat Day. And they were
Okay.
originally this little agency called Tequila. And gosh, some of my closest friends today were there at the time. And they
Okay.
they created a Nissan ad. Okay, this is going to blow your mind here. So there was a Nissan ad, and they were introducing their first Infinity, forgive me, owned by Nissan,
Okay.
convertible.
Yeah, understood.
Convert. Thank you. I need to clarify, right? Like let the
Okay.
record show it was
I
Infinity.
had an Infinity and I've had a Nissan, so just don't worry.
Great
I've
customer
already
service, right?
contributed to whatever that ad fund was that you hopefully made some money on.
Great.
So,
Well, this might have been what actually made you buy. So on the homepage, on this internet web page, here comes an Infinity convertible, and the text behind it, as the roof opens up, the text goes away, and the sky opens up, and it had never been done before in advertising. It was like the pinnacle of my career that I had worked on this.
whoa.
It was really cool at the time, and now it's so silly because it's just every day.
Oh, I mean, like you watch Star Wars now, and you're like, what? Is that a lapel? But whatever. I mean, when we like, I mean, it's just the evolution of technology and advertise. All of it is just insane to look back on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
it's
you're
not
in
going
the
to
tech
end. It doesn't
space,
end here. Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, that's why
Yeah.
you got into this world because you were solving a problem into the space that you're in now with your business. Like,
Yeah.
you were solving a manual problem through efficiencies
Yeah.
of tech, right?
That's exactly right. And in this role, Kim, like I didn't quite. It sounds like you had a chance to be pretty creative in this dynamic ad world. No, I mean,
No, not at all. Like, I got to work with really cool
oh,
people, but I no, that's why I hate it. I have so much more creativity now with what we do because we're not limited to like trying to again fit square peg in square hole. Like we're solving
okay,
problems in real time, and there's you got to figure it out. Like all of a sudden when a customer calls you for the first time with 40,000 pounds of cream cheese, what do you do with it? Like, okay, let's figure it out. Like that's creative problem solving. That's fun. That's really fun. And by the way, like if we think
all
of
right.
like creativeness with art, like you got to be kidding me. Like I'm pretty worthless. Like my children are out drawing me from years ago.
Okay, well, it's just because you don't want to show them up. I know that you're a Picasso on the inside. You know what I mean? Got to let them
Right.
win sometimes, Kim. Come on. So, well, okay. So when you just said 40,000 pounds of cream cheese. Now, it sounds to me like Copia is working with some pretty big operations for you to just spring that off the top of your head. So tell me a little bit about the range of companies and of these types of situations you found yourself in, because Copia, to me, I know that we're really, this is a restaurant focused kind of show, but it sounds to me like it has applications way beyond just the restaurant space. So
Yeah.
give us a little bit of a background on how this all works.
And let me take you through the journey. So, okay,
Yes,
so if you look
please.
at supply chain,
Yes.
there's farmers, manufacturers, distributors, retail and food service businesses, commercial, and then there's consumers. We
Okay.
currently don't touch farmers or households yet.
Okay.
And so we focus in the middle, and this is where a lot of waste exists. There's a lot of protections, like the Good Samaritan Act, that allows businesses to donate in good faith to nonprofits without, having to be fearful of litigation. So that's
Interesting.
a primary reason. Also, there's the PATH Act, which allows them, as I mentioned a moment ago, to take an enhanced tax deduction for doing the right thing with their food. So there's a lot of advantages working here, and plus there's scale and there's consistency. And so we specialize in highly perishable prepared food. So
Okay.
when I mentioned 40,000 pounds of cream cheese, or like I mentioned a moment ago, like a semi truck of, I think I said single skew iceberg lettuce, like that's relatively easy. That's relatively easy to find. I mean, there are the food banks out there, the food pantries that are centralized hubs that then distribute from there. When you've got a tray of lasagna, or you've got, like 15 burritos that weren't eaten from an event, like finding a home for that becomes a lot more difficult. And that's because there are really
Okay.
a lot of nuances with who can take what. So we have demand signaling on our end and our own proprietary matching algorithm that identifies the supply and demand and matches in real time. So we understand nuances like, do you have a commercial kitchen? Oh, you do? So you can take raw ingredients to incorporate into your meal prep for the day. Versus you might be an after school program and you can only receive to then turn around and hand out anything that's prepackaged. So there are a lot of nuances to what these nonprofits can and will take. And so that's where our technology comes in to ensure that every donation finds the right home.
Wow. It seems incredibly complex, but I mean, obviously, you guys as a company are just really focused on trying to figure out how to make this all work, not just for people who have extra food on their hands, but also for people who need the food. Oof. So, how long have you been with Copia, Kim?
7 years. It's
Seven
my
years.
longest stint. Yeah, yeah,
Wow. And
yeah.
and when you took the role on, um, I mean, first,
I was not the CEO. I wasn't the CEO. I came on as the chief growth
okay,
officer. So I came in
got it.
with the experience of like big data and tech, and how we can infuse that into this manual process. And then I had the great honor of stepping into the CEO role. So I've been,
Incredible.
leading this incredible ship for about 4 years now, 4.5 years now. So, and it's like the
What?
honor of my lifetime. Acts like,
That's
when you
incredible.
work with teams, like,
Yeah,
it's I'm really fortunate. Not only do I love what I do, but I work with some of the most amazing humans. So it's been
that's
special.
incredible.
Yeah,
And are all of the team, do many of the team members have like previous restaurant experience
a lot of
or
them.
not? I mean, a lot of them do. Okay. Like,
A lot of
tell
them.
me about the team. Like,
Oh,
what are the different focuses of the team? Because this is complex. I mean, honestly, I don't even begin to process how I could help It just seems like a lot of different variables, right, that you have to account for. So I only wondered, like, you must get phone calls, team members must get phone calls. Hey, I've got this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing with the app. Like, how do you support this? I guess.
Yeah, we're creative, X. It's like Picasso.
Right. Right.
We have an extraordinary team. I will give you one example of one of our inc- I will describe every one of my team as incredible, but incredible customer service. I mean, this just ties a full back circle, like full loop
Yeah.
of what we started with, which is like she had worked in the restaurant industry her entire career and didn't really know how to work email. Like never really had email. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
And
Listen, it doesn't surprise me because restaurant people often have
why?
to
Why do
work
you need
within
it?
very rigid systems. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So she came to us working specifically at first on like customer support, and then moved over to
Okay.
support some of our nonprofit team to
Okay.
work with them, and then has moved into customer success. And her interpersonal skills, like every once in a while, if someone's out or something, like I'll catch an email or I'll be part of something, and I am continually impressed how she is able to relate to whoever is having that problem in the moment, instill confidence that the problem will get resolved. Like, but this all came from restaurants. This is like the core. This
Right.
goes back to why, having that experience is so vital to success later in life, like in so many different applications. So, yeah, we've got an awesome team, really awesome team.
That's amazing. All right, so here's one for you.
Cool.
Does everybody work separately? Is everybody in a work from home situation, or do you come together as a team? How does that work in terms of, collaboration, seeing each other, etc.?
Yeah. It's really hard not being together because we are 100% remote since COVID, because we love each other so much. Like we just want to see each other. But we, had such a strong foundation and our core values are non-negotiable for us and everyone in our company embodies these. Like we we actually don't look at it as a barrier. I was joking around with my son the other day. There was a team member that I was on the phone with and I said, "Oh, it's Miss Jordan." And he's trying to think of the name. And I said, "The one who lives in my computer." you know, because it's like, all my friends live in the computer.
Right. Well,
Uh, yeah, but
I
I
was.
mean, we wish we could see each other a lot more. I mean, just like I wish I could see you. How wonderful would that be?
Well, we're
Occasional
going to make
contact.
that happen. Don't you worry. But so is everybody in the California area? Like, um,
No, mm-mm,
no.
no.
Okay.
I mean, we had a unique opportunity during COVID to allow people to go where they want, and so
Okay.
so we've got someone in Hawaii, we've got all across the US. I mean, my family moved. We left the city of San Francisco and moved south to Southern California. Um,
Oh, I didn't
and came
realize
back.
that.
Yeah. So it's, I'm sure we don't, we're not a huge corporation. We're able, because of technology, we operate in 43 states, Canada and Puerto Rico. So we're no
Whoa.
small potatoes, but we've got a small team because we've built the infrastructure. And so we don't have the same problems that large organizations do that need more in-person collaboration because there's such a disconnect with so many different people running in different directions. Like we're a small team, we're rowing in the same direction, and it's pretty easy for now.
Interesting. For now, no, I love it. So with that said, Kim, like, is there red tape that you guys have to figure out state by state, borough by borough, town by town? Like how how hard has that been to try and make this work depending on different places and their local ordinances or laws in terms of
Yeah.
food safety, etc. Like,
Believe it or not, it's not a huge barrier at all because and
okay,
you're talking about the nuances that exist between, different jurisdictions and so forth. Food safety laws, federally mandated, and then of course if it trickles down to a local level, those businesses are required to be compliant anyway. So
Okay.
we don't worry there. Um, we also we have liability insurance. We sign agreements with our nonprofit partners, with our donors. Everyone's covered, and there's never
Cool.
been not one issue. There is legislation that has popped up. Oh, this is my best friend who loves to come say hi all the time, Ducky,
Aw.
Sir Ducksworth McSmith, East Coast, proper
He's
name.
British. He's British. I like
So,
that.
there's legislation like SB 1383 that exists in California is an organic waste law. And so it
Okay.
requires businesses to donate surplus, if they are certain waste generating or exist in waste generating tiers. And so what we do is
Okay.
because everything is easily documented through our platform. We just provide all of the compliance reports for them on their behalf so that, so should anyone
Okay.
stop in and say, hey, how's it going? They're like, hey, here it is. Have a nice day. We're good. Yeah.
Oh,
So- Yeah.
it's so nuanced, Kim. So for a restaurant, how can they? Is the idea here on the simplest level that they can use Copia as a way to connect with local charities and local
Mm.
local companies that can help them find a place for food? I mean, just on the simplest level, is that like a core um, a core kind of feature of working with Copia? I mean, on the simplest
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. We work with, we always talk about this partnership because they're just so invested in this program, the Nourish program, which is what they refer to as the
Okay.
Cheesecake Factory. And
Oh
they've been
wow.
on many times sharing that they have received feedback from staff members because we provide testimonials back to our donating businesses. We want them to
Okay.
actually, like if you think about it, when you package up food and you send it out to the front of the house, maybe you see your customers, your diners enjoying it, but you certainly don't see it if you're sending it out for donation. And so when you can't see it, you can't touch it, feel it, like, does it matter, right? Like in theory it
Yeah.
does. But when we provide testimonials back on what that food did for their local community, it really resonates. And with the Cheesecake Factory specifically, they have had customer employees come forward and share that their families had assistance at some point by some of the nonprofit organizations that the Cheesecake Factory is supporting, and to hear that they work at a company that takes care of their community, the ones that they were part of, like from an employee retention standpoint, from an employee morale standpoint, I mean, you can't quantify that. That really, we talk about business, we talk about logistics and financial returns and all the things, but like the human element, it, it
It's
shouldn't
I
be
can't
so
imagine how rewarding it is.
oh,
Yeah.
so great. We have biweekly meetings as a team, and we will pick one or two nonprofits to share. And my team always laughs at me, but like I well up with most of them. I'm a big sap, but it's such a beautiful thing, and it's hunger is so unnecessary. Like
Yeah.
there's so much surplus that exists in this world, three times more food produced than there are mouths to feed. Like this is a logistics problem.
Is
And
that really the stat that there's three times the
yes,
food produced?
yes.
Wow.
And like we're not even servicing just nonprofits that their existence is to feed. Their existence may be to provide mental support or curriculum, education, so that there's an advancement in careers and like getting jobs and getting on your feet and like whatever services they provide. Sometimes offering a warm meal is the only way you can get someone to come in for help. And so like food just brings everyone together, and like it's just so mind-boggling that this is not part of standard operating procedure for every food service business in America. Obviously I'm biased, but like whether you use Copia or not, like why, why would you just throw it away? Like,
I
doesn't make sense.
no, I think the goal and the values that you and the team obviously are focused in on. I mean, obviously you can't. There's it's compelling to want to help in whatever way possible, and I love what you guys do. But okay, so who the hell
All
landed
right.
Cheesecake Factory? Yeah,
Now we
who the
like,
hell landed Cheesecake Factory? That's like the fuck. That's an insane sale. Oh, was that you as chief growth officer?
that's a company I came on right as that was coming out of pilot. That was a team effort.
This
Yeah.
was your chance to take the glory, Kim. What are you talking
Never.
about?
Come on, X. Never.
Did you
No,
have a? Tell me you had a
sorry.
little piece of that. That's listen. I can't think of a restaurant group that is more compelling of a sale than the Cheesecake Factory. I would get that tattooed, like with a QR code right here. It says Cheesecake Factory QR code. You want a case study? Here it is. I mean, that's incredible, Kim. Just
Thanks.
I need to hear a little bit of that story. Just a little bit. Give me a little.
No, I
Give,
mean,
give
look,
me some. Give me some
they
hope.
are like, they're no joke. They
Yeah.
they they have, well, first off, they invest in their people. They
Okay.
invest in sustainability, because this is a program for them that is ESG and sustainability focused. Um,
Okay.
they want to take, I mean, they get listed year after year as like a top place to work by people, or companies that we love. And you know what the cool part is like we get the benefit of it, but like the for the myriad of reasons that they are so beloved, they end up highlighting the Nourish program every time. And it's something, in their annual sustainability reports that they love to highlight, as they should, because the impact is immense. But they run a very tight ship. Like, look,
Yes.
the plate sizes, contrary to popular belief, they don't have much waste. They're very
Okay.
efficient, the back of the house, because think of how many menu items they have. Like, they can
Sure.
repurpose ingredients left and right. So they're very, very efficient. And yet, even they can still find some surplus to be able to do good with. They're a blast. And then you mentioned the Jose Andreas group. Like, we
Yeah.
did an awesome case study. Sean Walchef, Barbecue Media, came in and did an awesome video case study with our partners over there. And I mean, he got to eat their paella and then went into the fridge and was like, "Okay, what are we donating today?" He's like, "Are you kidding me? You're donating Michelin rated paella?" And it's like, "Yes, yes, we are." And
Wow.
it's like delivered with dignity, like it's not like slop, it's not waste, it's wasted.
Yeah.
It's they package it with dignity, and it tastes delicious, and everyone deserves, to feel like they're worthy in anything that they do. So,
I
okay.
love it.
Yeah. I mean, who should be donating with us, X? Like, who you got? Who should we call? Should we call now? Should we do a live call?
That would be so
Can you
funny.
imagine?
I,
We
yes,
totally
I
should have
can.
seeded something too, but I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, I'd love to. We should call up. I'd love to call up a local barbecue restaurant around you and see if
Yeah,
they'd like to donate a little food to our situation here. You know what I mean?
that's
Like
that's
we
right.
need an
Right now,
overnight ribs to Spain and then set you up.
where are your favorite ribs? Where's your favorite barbecue spot?
I'd have to say, so I don't want to upset anybody. I've had incredible ribs in many different places, but the name escapes me. Hold on. There is a place,
Okay,
I
okay.
believe it's in St. Louis, Missouri,
Oh,
and the name is
okay,
escaping me. They have, hold on, I'm gonna look it up. It's like Pops or something.
okay,
Pappy's Smokehouse in St. Louis
okay,
has some of the most ridiculous ribs, pork ribs specifically. Because, as a
okay.
barbecue lover, it's important to understand, and you may already know this, Kim, that different places specialize in different things, in different styles, and in different rubs and different
Yes.
sauces, more vinegar, whole hog, more, bone-in stuff, brisket, etc. So it's a deep topic, and I just want to make sure that the
I
people
mean,
at
I've
Patents
obviously
know.
touched on something here. I have a specific question. Vinegar or mayo-based coleslaw?
This is tough. I feel like okay, so my my standard for my my go-to standard for coleslaw, the one I fell in love with first. I hate to admit
By
it
the way, I've
live
never heard you
here.
take this long.
So my
Sorry, go
metric
ahead.
standard of coleslaw is KFC. It's not the cut per se, but it is vinegar and mayonnaise.
You
Do I
know
like a
what?
vinegar coleslaw? I love it. I love it. Do I like a mayonnaise coleslaw? I love it. But KFC will always be the standard. And you know,
You know, X, it just makes sense as the moderate that you are. Right down the middle.
so hold on. So you tell me, what is your favorite barbecue? I haven't had Sean's, so
Oh,
I don't want to lie on air here and say that Sean's is my favorite because that would just be a cop out. But what
their
is your favorite
brisket's really
barbecue?
good though. Their brisket is legit.
Yeah? Okay.
It's so funny. I was talking to my husband the other day about how I used to have KFC like twice a week. I also
Extra
had
crispy
McDonald's
or
twice a week.
original
I lived in
recipe?
a different original.
All
Original.
right. Do you know what makes the original special? At
Oh,
least this is what I've read.
what makes it?
So you know how the batter has this uniform delicateness to it? I've never worked in a KFC, so this is only based off of the questioning I've done to the cashiers, looking them deep in the eyes, making sure that they're not lying to me in my face, looking for any kind of
What's your
signs
survey
that they
number
might
though,
be.
X? You've probably asked multiple people, haven't you? Multiple
Oh,
cashiers have been thrilled.
I've certainly asked many a people, from
Okay.
Popeyes to KFC to Chick-fil-A. There's something about fried chicken I think that's incredibly intoxicating and deserves its day in the sun. But anyway, so one of the cashiers or cooks had explained to me that the reason the KFC is so special, aside from the herbs and spices and all that, was that they do an egg whitewash. They do an egg
Okay.
whitewash but you don't see that, Kim. You don't see that out there. Usually it's either flour dredge and then a wet batter, or it's flour dredge, egg, and then back to, but egg. In this case, they do egg white and then their special seasoning, and that's why it's got such a unique texture to it. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
I
I don't
think
know where we
I
were.
no, this is the topic that I want to stay on because clearly this is exciting you. And I've never heard you have like so much pause over you're very decisive. But like that KFC coleslaw decision was very thought out and I really appreciate that. So no, we need to say by the way,
Listen,
you're having their moment in the sun as well. They're coming back.
KFC's
It's
coming
great.
back. Where did they
KFC's
go?
coming back. They're coming back. Like their sister Taco Bell is, taking the light for a
Ah,
while,
Taco Bell
and
just,
I think
dude,
that
they
they're
just
finding,
crush.
they just
They
crush.
just make
They just
they
crush.
make the
They
dough.
do.
I feel like Taco Bell did the most incredible job of capturing us, me and you, our generation. I don't want to speak to you know, but I feel like millennials, and us are. I'm assuming you're an '80s baby, '80s-ish baby. They
You're
got
allowed.
us,
You're allowed. You're allowed. To keep going.
and so there's something to be said for watching how the fast food world evolves as a point of reference in your life. Let's just say, right?
Yeah.
Because pizza,
Yeah.
pizza. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Do you
I
do
was, I
you
was, again,
no, I was gonna say, do you work with any of these big brands, Kim? Like, do you ever have
we
you
are in
made
the
the
middle of,
attempt?
yeah, we're in the middle of piloting a few of these large QSR brands. So we're excited about that. I can't speak to most of it right now.
Don't you worry? Okay, go ahead.
By the way, like we also, there's some businesses that we don't really talk about it because of the reason behind the financial upside that they see is so
Oh,
significant that that's not what they want to be highlighted as well. And so that
ah,
correlation in their mind. So it's really interesting because there is like you cover your costs and make money by
I
donating
love it.
at scale. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, wait. So going back to
Yeah,
fast food,
yeah.
what's your favorite fast food restaurant? What's your order?
Oh, come on, Kim. Am I hungover or not?
Well, how often are you hungover?
Not as often as I used to
I
be, but
know,
all
but
right, so listen. When I was a
hungover.
restaurant, when I was restaurant guy, and even into the first foray I had into non-restaurant operations, I my go-to was the following, and I don't want you to judge me, but I'm just going to tell you the honest truth because you deserve it. So if I was feeling a little hungover, whether I was on my way to the restaurant or I was on my way to Vine Street Imports to sell some wine, my go-to was I'm going to hit the KFC drive-through
Mm.
or the Popeyes drive-through. I think they are equal in their ability to bring you back to life. And I used to get a super cold Coca-Cola because obviously what else can bring you back to life like that? And I used to do four chicken legs. Four. Four. So you get four extra crispy legs, or you get four of the spicy legs from Popeyes. The
Okay.
beauty of that, Kim, is on your drive into work, the idea here is you're setting the stage for a rebound, like a resurrection, as you will. You're fighting your best, you're fighting your battle to make it so that at least the raccoon eyes you've developed and your inability to speak in the human social sector can be reawakened. And so each leg, it was almost like
Brought you
like Super
closer to
Mario
life.
Brothers. Yeah, super. I started out as the little Mario, have one leg. I go to the Mushroom Mario, and then I have another leg, and now all of a sudden I'm spitting
You get
fire.
higher power,
And yeah,
louder.
and so
By
if
the
I'm
time you
hungover,
arrive in, you've got the star. You're
yes,
just
yes.
flying through shit. What an
I
advocate
also
for them.
I feel a special kinship to those fried chickens as well, specifically because you can see that it was at one point a real food item. Sometimes when like you bite into a Big Mac and you're like, was this ever really a cow
Oh,
or
oh my
cheese?
God. All right, I've got a story for you. I
Okay.
remember, so I used to have, my husband jokes around. I mean, I should be 400 pounds. We dated long distance, and I used to call him on my lunch break, and I'd be like, yeah, baby, hold on one second. Hi, yeah, can I get a number two? No onions, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, okay, Kimberly's getting lunch. And then leaving work, I'd be like, hold on, baby. Yeah, can I have a big, he's like, in one day. One day. Anyway, this is my life. And I lived in Australia for a while.
Oh,
And
you
I
did?
ate so much McDonald's because McDonald's at the time had a huge slogan that read 100% real beef. It was the name of the company.
So it
100%
wasn't?
beef. I don't think it was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to I don't need lawyers after me. I don't know. It was a time in my life that I too was probably visiting a Popeyes early in the morning as well. So I
Fair
don't
enough.
want to, my memories
So
fade, but
I
hilarious, right?
so listen, Kim, I just went to Australia.
Okay.
How long did you live in Australia?
For about a year. Yeah.
And where did you live? Sydney?
I
Melbourne?
lived in a beach suburb of Sydney called Coogee, where Aseppos lived. You
We're,
know what Seppos
we're
are?
no. What's a seppo?
Yeah, well, you know how they rhyme everything out there. So, like, you know, we're a Yank, which rhymes with septic tank, and Seppo is short for septic tank. Yep,
Oh my
yep. And
gosh.
then
So
the
wait.
English
So
is
we're
always prisoners of Mother England. Oh yeah, you know that you're ingratiated into the Australian community when you just start getting ragged on within like a minute. It's really my people. I really felt at home.
well. I mean, listen. If you have Boston Red Sox in your blood, I'm pretty sure that any kind of aggressive banter is the only way to
The
liven your
acceptable
spirits.
form of affirmation and love.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's a beer thrown at you.
Where were you in Australia?
I got a chance to see quite a bit of it. Thankfully,
Okay.
it was the trip of a lifetime. I got to go with a great buddy who is in the wine trade,
Hmm.
and I got to see Melbourne, Adelaide, McLaren Vale, Barossa, Perth, the Margaret River,
Oh, you
and
went
then
everywhere.
I got a chance to see a lot of it. I got to eat kangaroo. Have you?
I have not. And
Kim,
and
Kim, it's delicious.
okay.
Imagine, imagine venison um, decided that it wanted to tone it down a bit.
It tastes
You know what I
good.
mean? It tasted good. Yeah, and I like some venison depending on the application and the cut. But I like kangaroo. It's lean. It's lean, so it makes you feel healthy. It's like have you had ostrich before?
I think I have, but I don't remember if I did when I was out there.
You know what? I have to hook up Copia with like a true exotic meats company. And then I think this would be a great follow-up to the episode would
Okay.
be now you've got to eat crocodile and let's see if if a local food shelter would be happy to serve crocodile burgers. I'm sure they would,
I
but I
mean,
wonder.
isn't alligator down in the South a delicacy, right?
It sure is. It
That's
sure
right.
is.
That's right.
I
You
love
got
it.
to stay local, right? Okay, wait. So, did you also visit some incredible wineries?
Oh yeah, I got to see
Are
some
you now a
really cool
Sauv
wineries.
Blanc, like bougie Sauv Blanc lover?
Let me. I'll take it a step further for you. I have developed an incredible respect and love for Nebbiolo from the
Oh,
Yarra Valley. How's that?
no. I didn't
Never
know that.
thought those words would come out of my mouth.
God, you heard it
Did you?
first, ladies and gentlemen. You're
You
on
sure
86.
have. So hold on. So hold on. What
No
was your
longer
hangover
86.
food?
Oh, okay. When
Or
Carl's
or
Jr.
better said, oh Carl's. I've never had
Well,
Carl's Jr., so
well,
I'm
okay,
excited to hear about
it
this.
was only a short period of my life because when Carl's Jr. came out with their breakfast burger, get out of here. Like it was ridiculous. It was a full patty with the fried egg on top and the bacon and and a Coca-Cola. But not every fast food restaurant, man, it's a serious conversation,
I know it's for
does
real.
soda right. And I
Oh,
also, God, I'm letting you know all this. I
I
remember
like where this
back
is
when
going.
Virgin America. Oh, did I lose you?
I'm here. No, I was just
Oh,
saying,
I
I like
lost
where
you
this
there.
is
You there?
going. Tell me
Okay.
about soda. Tell me.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, McDonald's Coca-Cola relationship is a partnership that was made in heaven. Like
Wow.
the gates, of heaven. When Virgin America used to be used to operate, I was flying into New York all the time at the time, JFK. And the terminal that I was in had both a McDonald's and a Shake Shack. And being in California, Shake Shack wasn't here yet. So
Exotic.
let me tell you, I would go to Shake Shack, get the burger, and then proceed to my gate and stop and get the fries and the Coke from McDonald's. Sit down like a little 400-pound piece to just wolf that down together. I mean, it was the right combo. It was the right
When was the
combo at the
last time
time.
you had fast food, Kim? I feel like
This week,
the next episode
yesterday,
that we. What did you have? You naughty,
I
naughty.
actually had Raising
This
Cane's
is
for the first time.
Is this how you look? So really, you get to eat all the fast food you want because in reality, you're going to heaven as a result of your vocation in life. So you can just sin all day? Is this what you're telling us?
Like this is called chicken grease and beef tallow skincare. Just meat
Uh,
sweats.
Wow, it's working. Okay, so you had Raising Cane's. How was Raising Cane's? I've never had it.
It was good. So I pulled up to the drive-through, duh, and I asked the gentleman. I let him know that this was my first time, and I really needed some guidance, and I'd
Oh,
appreciate his expertise. And I went with their chicken sandwich. They only have one, and when we were discussing this decision, he let me know that it does come with their proprietary sauce. So we had a whole discussion. Is it aioli based? Like, what are we working with here? And it was chicken tender based, like a chicken burger. It was delicious. It was lovely. The fries were
cheese,
great.
lettuce, tomato. Come on.
No cheese. It had tomato. Gosh, I'm trying to remember. Tomato, their sauce.
Uh-huh.
I think that was it. I think it was pretty basic. The bun was
Straightforward.
fresh. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
My
it was
mouth
my,
is salivating.
you know,
I've been hanging out
I
here in
live in
Spain.
California. I know. Oh man, I feel so bad for you.
No, I'm just saying, all I've had is like whole fish on the grill with olive oil, and the
Oh,
moment you just the
goat.
moment you go into special sauce, knowing on the inside that there's soybean and all kinds of interesting, derivatives and colors in there. I don't know. I'm literally salivating. I'm like, I could really use some naughty stuff. So,
What? Oh, what do you think? Speaking about naughty, what do you think about In and Out and their animal fries? Do you like them? Are you a fan? Do you like In and Out?
oh, Kim, don't be mad at me.
You
Don't be mad
don't.
at me.
Oh, okay.
I've never had
Interesting.
it. I've never had
You've
it.
never had it. That's more shocking to me.
Listen, I've In and Out, okay, is been like it's for you guys, and I'm using you guys lightly, because I know you have East Coast soul,
Roots. Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it's for the Westies, right? And
Okay. Hold
every
on. Now
time I
here's
see
the
the line, every time I see the thing, I'm just like, no, I don't want to wait in line. I don't want to know a
yeah.
special way to order now. If I have a Sherpa, if I have someone who can guide me along this journey, I will feel comfortable. But it's like one of those things where I feel like if you're not in the club, then you're out of the club. And I'm currently out of the club. I've never had In and Out.
Okay. When you get to
I'm sorry.
California, I'm gonna have Jason and Jake come down from LA, and the four of us are gonna go on a pilgrimage together. And I'm also curious to know, are you at a point in your life, being a young millennial, where,
Uh-huh.
much like me, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. Although my voice would,
Oh.
you would assume otherwise. I've never smoked a cigarette. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm sure there are moments where there's nothing better. I can imagine. But I've held on this long that like I can't do it now. So
So
will
wait.
you pop your cherry? Like will you do it? Or do you feel like there's something in gold in that of like, never
Oh
getting
no,
COVID,
listen,
never
if
having
I'm with you
never
guys,
having in and out.
if all right, so Kim, so you have my promise that I'm coming to California, and as long as you guide me through the experience, I'll do the animal style. I'll do whatever you think is the right thing. I'm gonna have gluten, and you know what? Now that I think about this, especially if you're gonna recruit a little crew to do
Yeah.
this, I think maybe we should do one as a first landing, like the first time's always a little weird. You know what I mean? You're getting your footing, and you're like
Patient.
Bambi. You're like, is this the right way? And then we get hammered. Then we get hammered on some Sauvignon Blanc or whatever you choose. Then we
Nevertheless.
go back for the real experience,
Okay.
the one where I'm slobbering and making a fool of myself, and you tell them all that I'm from Philadelphia and that they should judge me. All right, so we'll have two. Fair?
You have
Bookended.
yourself a deal. You have yourself a deal. Be proud Sherpa.
Thank you. All right, so Kimmy, so you're gonna land this huge deal. I know it's coming, right? You're in the middle of some big talks with a big company. What is your celebratory meal that you that is your anchor to a good celebration?
I go to that restaurant with my family. We
Okay.
do that all the time.
Oh, you already eat there all the time.
Oh, no, no, no. We go to when restaurants come on board to
Oh,
our
okay.
platform, we go and celebrate with them. Yeah, unbeknownst to the servers. I mean, I've been out in Miami with Jose Andrea's group. I mean, when we worked with Rite Aid, the kiddos and I went and got some thrifty ice cream at Rite Aid. Yeah, probably
What's
whoever
cool
it is.
about you?
Yeah.
What's cool is about your business is I feel like you could probably write off like so many different interesting charges, but we won't get into that. This is not an
No.
accounting podcast. Okay, all right. So you're gonna go eat at that place, and
Yeah.
obviously you'll have to check back in with us and tell us what it is because now I'm
Okay.
feeling like I want to know, but you can't tell us. So
Okay.
gosh, oh, God, a
This is
closure is just not happening right now. There's no closure. Okay. Um, okay. So how about, are you a coffee lover, Kim?
very much so.
Is that Kahlua or is that coffee?
Vodka. No,
Okay.
no, I am a coffee aficionado. No, no, that is an exaggeration. I partake in the
You're
act of
into it.
enjoying coffee on a daily basis.
Okay. And do you have a method that you like? Are you like, do you do pods? Do you do drip? Do you like to do French press? Like, is there a way that you enjoy your coffee?
I like it hot.
Oh,
Just kidding.
ex-
I don't know.
yeah.
My husband is the one who has a full process,
Ah,
kind of like meditative, I think, for him. Like,
uh-huh.
he shall
Yeah.
not be spoken until, and we will, like
Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah.
we've got a couple different contraptions that make it work. So it's because of that
Mm.
that I'm a coffee maker. However, I do enjoy an iced coffee on these warm summer days.
I
So
love
they,
iced coffee.
okay, from
I
where?
love iced coffee.
Do you like Dunkin'?
So, I gotta be honest, Kim. I've
No,
gotten
stop,
to a point in
stop. I
my
don't want to hear
life.
it. My Boston ears cannot hear it. Cannot.
No, 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 no. I used to do Dunkin'.
Okay.
I used to do, and I used to. How come they got away with having a little Hitler mustache guy on their
Um,
commercials for so long?
we cannot
Anyway,
go down this path right now.
no, we're not. We're not. And that guy seemed like a really sweet guy on the commercials. But anyway, it just dawned on me. I'm like, I think of Duncan and I think of that guy from the commercials. I did Duncan for years, right? But then we opened an office in Colombia, and then
Oh, that makes
I
sense.
really got exposed to what coffee can be.
Real
And
coffee.
while I I think that coffee often is like a good friend that, is gonna be on the ride with you, or there's like a nice little routine around it. But coffee now for me has become such a cool experience in terms of is it a natural coffee? Is it single
Mm,
origin? Is it a honey? So what I'm gonna do, considering that your husband is into it, I'm gonna send you a couple different coffees so that you guys from our office, from Raquel, so
okay.
that you guys can then report back and let me know which of those coffees most spoke to you. So we'll just
Okay.
leave it there. But
Okay.
I'm a
And now
cold brew lover,
that
and I
is,
go Japanese method, just so you know.
oh, okay. And Japanese method being
Well,
like
at
a,
least from what I understand of it,
okay.
there's something called there's so there's an infusion method where
Okay.
you essentially have like a carafe that has the screen in it, and you put your ground coffee a little more coarse, and you put it into water, and you just let it hang out overnight. That's one method. And then there's a Kyoto method, which is a slow drip of water. Imagine like the annoying sink, the faucet that doesn't, yeah, like that's the Kyoto style. And the Kyoto style will literally slowly go over the grounds and start to submerge
Hmm.
or, inundate. And what it does is a much slower extraction of the beans and the grounds.
You know, now that I think of it, we visited Japan. I mean, everything I tasted, I think, was better out there. But I believe
It's
that their
incredible.
coffee was unbelievable. Now that I'm thinking
Yeah.
back, that makes sense. By the way, I'm totally going to just tie this in. Everyone right now
Yeah.
keeps talking about AI and how AI is going to take over the world, right? And how
Yeah.
we're just like back a house, forget about it. Your jobs are gone. Go find another career right now. Like
Yeah.
if if cooking were just following a recipe, if making coffee were just following a recipe, like every teenager with an app would be like have a Michelin star, right? Like there's so much creativity and discipline and like that goes into making dishes and coffee. It's so fascinating, and I can understand why you're so curious. Like you're constantly curious about the world, the culinary world. There's so much to dive into. I love
It's never ending.
it never ending. And the way
It's
you
never
describe
ending.
some of this is
Oh, it's a deep love, Kim. You know, what I will say is it'd be really cool if AI figured its way into, I don't know, the DMV, um, or like, AI could figure its way out to, I don't know, writing tickets. That would be cool. That'd be cool because,
you know, yes, but then think about this. If they're writing a ticket, what are the chances that you could explain the reality of what just happened and the nuances and have them reconsider, right?
sounds like it's worked for you,
It sounds like the
but it
hospitality.
certainly has not worked for me. They took one quick look at that name and they're like, "All right, buddy, what do you have in your trunk?" Anyway,
A lot of coffee beans, sir.
yeah, exactly. Well,
Oh,
Kim, oh, and the last one is chocolate. Do you have a love of chocolate, an affinity for chocolate, a favorite kind of
no.
chocolate?
Look, I am not going to kid. If you haven't figured this out about me and all of my preferences that we've just talked about for the last 20 minutes, I do not
Yeah,
have a mature palate. Like
you
there
do
is
have a
nothing
mature palate.
sophisticated about me and my palate. Milk chocolate all day long. See's
Done.
candy, can't go wrong. Milk
Done.
chocolate.
All right, cool.
What about
Well, so
you?
we're gonna put a.
No, I need to
I'm a
know. Dark?
I'm a dark chocolate guy, of course I am. It's got antioxidants and,
Here we go.
leaves leaves some bitter tannic structure and over time I really love to see how the chocolate evolves depending on the beverage. I mean, come on. I'm such a fucking nerdy asshole. I listen to myself sometimes and I'm like, turn it off. Turn it off. Anyway,
Never.
it's been so great to hear about your past, and I think what you do is really beautiful, Kim. I'm like, not only it seems like you have a lot of fun with it, and it seems like you obviously are passionate for what you do, but I think that the kind of work that you do is it's important that restaurants and people start to take care of the community when they can. And so I thank you. I thank you. I had never had anything like this available to us. I told you about this. I used to work at a bakery, and we used to always give stuff to the local church. Um, but if we would have got a tax credit for it, man, even the higher ups would have been happy with me too. So look out for Copia, look out for Kim. Where can they find you, Kim? Is there an easy way to get in
Yeah.
touch with you?
Yeah, gocopia.com, or you can download the app and start donating today.
My God, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us, Kim, and I can't wait for our in and out session.
Oh, you, me, Jake, and we're in. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thanks.
86 Reason Podcast was brought to you by Over Easy Office, outsourced bookkeeping solution.